Hello, I'm Roberto Weiss. I am from Cuba, and I have been invited to Connecticut to the Griffis Art Center to do a residency here for about a month, um, which I am enjoying a lot because the weather is beautiful. I have not seen this type of landscaping in a while, and I feel very honored to be in Connecticut painting and having a good time. Um, like I said, I was born in Cuba. I left Cuba in 1961. From there I went to Venezuela. I stayed in a monastery for 6 months. It was a unique experience. Then from there we flew into Miami, and we've been living in Miami since then. I would like to talk a little bit about what I do and how I do it. Um, I have been painting for about 36 years. I started with commercial art and drafting. I took drafting in college and commercial art in a private academy. Then I practiced commercial art for about 10 years, and finally I decided that I wanted to do fine arts. So I started to looking for a teacher that would teach me the basics about art. And in Miami there was a fine artist, painter named Barney Myers. Barney Myers was teaching at FIU, which is a university in Miami. I met him there, and we had a good friendship for about 2.5 years, in which he taught me how to tone down a canvas, how to apply my colors, drawing, construction, and we became good, very good friends. After 2.5 years, I came in one night to the class, and he said, "Robert, I don't want to see you anymore." And I said, but why, Mr. Myers? And he said, "You have learned everything you were going to learn from me. You are already painting much like me, and I don't want that. I want you to be yourself. So you can come see me, we can go out, have a beer, whatever, but as painting is concerned, you're done with me." Fortunately, I love it so much that I never get tired of painting. I never get tired of drawing. I could do it for hours and hours, year after year, doing something that I've been doing now for about 5 years, which are monks. Now you would say, why would Roberto why Roberto is doing monks now? And my answer to that is that I was trying to find a subject that would identify me from the rest of my colleagues, because most of the artists are doing either landscaping, figure drawing, and stuff like that. Since I come from Cuba, most of my colleagues in Miami, they do themes with Cuban things in it, like the Cuban flag, the beaches in Havana, the beaches in Matanzas. I don't. I don't need to do things related to Cuba to be an artist. I mean, I feel differently. I believe that a universal artist should be able to do anything, and especially what he likes to do. Okay, now I would like to bring you guys into the studio, and so you can see what we do, how we do it, and so please follow me. Thank you. Okay, so coming into my temporary study, and as we were talking outside, we were talking about monks and stuff like that. So I will continue talking about monks for a while and why I do them. Like I said before, I spent a while in a monastery, and I had very interesting experiences, which stuck with me for these many years. And because of that, I decided to incorporate monks into my production. The monks are interesting. When I was in the monastery, I often asked myself, if these people are so close to God, why do they have to wear or hide behind so many clothing and wear a hood and stuff like that? Because they all look very mysterious and not very friendly at all. So that got my attention. And then I started trying to figure out why a person will go into a monastery and stay there for X amount of years or for the rest of his life. And I quite couldn't figure it out. When I went in the monastery, I went in there because I wanted to serve a higher being, I wanted to do something different, and I wanted to be quiet, and pray and stuff. But while in the monastery, like I said before, things happened. Some of them were very strange. I didn't understand, I didn't comprehend, I asked questions, nobody answered them, and that for me became very frustrating. So after a while, after 6 months or so, I decided that was not for me. And I left the monastery and went back to regular life. So we start laying in our composition. So what we're doing here is constructing. We're actually not drawing, we are constructing. We are laying the subject on the canvas to fit the format. Okay. The most important thing about painting and drawing is correcting the mistakes. It's just like in life. We all make mistakes. If we're willing to correct the mistakes, we're going to be okay. If we don't correct our mistakes, we're not going to be okay. Painting is not going to be the way it should be. So it's a process of constantly correcting your mistakes, because we always making mistakes. When you're drawing, you don't draw like that. You draw from your shoulder. It's like playing tennis. You got to get the rhythm. The rhythm is very important. Okay. Let me get on. This is something that when I was in school, I got a kick out of it. Because most people, when the teacher did this, They went, oh my God, there's a purpose to this. You take a rag and you wipe off the chalk. Not that hard. Okay. What you end up with is a ghost of the original drawing. Why do we do this? Because there's so many mistakes there and we don't want to follow them. We want to correct them. So now that we have a ghost of what we're doing, we're going to try with a brush and paint correct some of the mistakes that we have made in the process of doing this. Okay? So usually you use one single color. Why? Because it's easier. Once you have it laid out, then you can continue using one color like the old master used to do, or you can actually start laying in your tones with different colors. In this painting there will be not many colors because, I mean, this is a monk and monks are very even color. Okay, so I'm gonna start trying to correct some of the mistakes that I have made, and hopefully I'll be able to do that. If I don't, you let me know. And Now this is what you call rendering. It's just toning the canvas. And if you really do a good job, this will be a painting in itself. If you want to take it to another stages, you know, if you want to lay your color real thick, whatever, you can do it. But if you do a good job here, at this stage, you got it. Now usually I work slower, much slower than this, but I'm trying to show you, you know, as much as I can with the time that we have. Now this is what Brackman called attacking the canvas as a tiger. Okay, so what you have had watched me done here is the first preliminary stage, which I hurry it a little bit because of time and stuff. Then I will have to, the process is much longer, and I will have to, stages by stages, start to complete the whole painting, which will take me perhaps 1, 2 days, depending on how I feel and how good I do in this particular case.